Welcome to Masterpiece Tarot. Here you'll find timeless messages to guide your soul's awakening. If you're here, trust you are meant to be. You can support my channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing. These help support my mission of creating more peace on Earth. This is Luna Kitty. Hi, Luna Kitty. You going to help me with my reading? She might want to help. I don't know. Okay. As promised, I'm going to do a Divine Feminine reading. We'll do like a deep dive. I recorded one yesterday or so, I thought, and it didn't work out. So I'm going to redo it right now. Okay? So let us see. Spirit, thank you for using me as a channel to bring through these messages for the highest good of the collective. This is going to be a Divine Feminine reading. I'll get my decks ready here. And my lights. Let's see if we can get the lights going. I'm still adjusting to my new space here, so I think I'm needing to plug things in. Plug. Okay. Yeah, maybe it'll work. We'll see. My lights are kind of, I don't know, they're flickering and doing weird stuff. All right, so here's one deck. We might just go without it, guys. That's okay. We'll use this other deck here. Hi, Luna. You really into this, huh? Are you really into this, honey? Oh my goodness. All right, Spirit. This is a deep dive into the Divine Feminine Collective. Let's see what's going on here. What is going on, Spirit? For the Divine Feminine Collective. You could be male, you could be female, you could be anything at all. And this could apply to you. You're a Divine Feminine part of yourself. Okay, so first card out. We have Strength in the Reverse. Luna, I got a scoochie. Okay, Strength in the Reverse. Well, that's kind of an obvious card. Not feeling quite so strong. Crossed by the Star. You're some kind of healing work that Divine Feminine is doing at this time could be sort of draining, depleting. It's hard work healing, right? Hard work indeed. Bye, kitty. Conscious space here. We've got a Nine of Cups. Beautiful energy there. Somebody who's feeling quite fulfilled. They're feeling good. I'm just going to say you may be feeling quite good about the path that you're on, becoming more empowered as an individual, as an independent person, really figuring out how to fill your own cup, how to be happy all on your own. What's not being seen, we've got a King of Pentacles in the reverse. So in the upright, the King of Pentacles is often about stability, abundance. This is an earth sign masculine. So there could be an earth sign masculine who is in your energy, who's in the reverse. So they may not be super stable or secure right now. There could be something going on with finances or health. We'll just have to see. What about the recent past here? Ace of Cups, there was a love offering. This could be this is a love offer from the divine. This is a divine gift. So somebody could have offered this to you. The divine could have offered this to you. You could have offered it to somebody else. We'll just have to see. This is a new start in love. And it doesn't have to be romantic. It can be, maybe there's a new child. Maybe there's a new career path, a new friend. We'll see here. And upcoming here in the near future, we've got the Nine of Wands in the reverse. Nines are about completion. And, you know, when a card's in the reverse, it can sometimes mean that there's something that needs to be resolved before, in this sense, the wands can be laid down. You can release the burden. This is somebody who is, oh, sorry, that's the 10, but it's in the reverse. Okay, so there's a sense that you need to hold on to this burden for some reason. We'll have to look a little more deeply why feminine would feel like they aren't able to lay down a heavy burden. There's a cycle that they cannot close. Okay, we've got a Knight of Swords in the reverse. This is somebody who, you know, knights are like in and out energy. Swords are about speaking. It can be about ideas, mental activity, thoughts, messages. So with the Knight of Swords in the reverse, feminine might be feeling like they've got a message they want to share, but they're hesitating. There's something going on. It might be related here to this 10 of Wands in the reverse. We'll see. How are others viewing this whole situation? The Devil. Okay, there's some kind of toxicity. There's some kind of devilish energy here that feminine's dealing with. Now, this could be attitudes that are held by others within the environment toward this feminine. This could be part of what this draining, this strength in reverse crossed by the healing is about. This could be somebody who's trying to heal in an environment that's not particularly supportive. Hopes and fears, we have a Sun in the reverse. This is a fear. This is a fear that things won't be seen clearly, that things will not be revealed entirely. You know, the Sun card's about happiness, and even in the reverse, it can be about happiness, but it's not as happy. It's like there might be a sense of some type of like optimism, but it's tainted in a way. There are doubts with it. And then we have this Four of Cups in the reverse. In the upright, that's about apathy. These are the steps to the final outcome. So there's some sense of apathy, but it's in the reverse. I won't say that this is about being ready to accept the cup, but it might be, you know, considering another way of looking at this situation. You know, something's being offered, this cup is being offered, and rather than being apathetic, you know, somebody might consider accepting the cup. It's not like now all of a sudden they're excited about it. Yeah, I don't think that's a particularly positive card. We have the Lovers in reverse, so that's our last card here, you guys. Yeah. Lovers is about the choice. It's also about lovers. You know, a choice is not being made. Energy is bound up here. This is similar to the masculine read I did where a transformation is not happening. And I'm really honing in on this Devil here in the environment. I'm wondering if there's something about the environment that's making it challenging here for Divine Feminine. All right, clarify strength in the reverse. Spirit, what is it about? We have an Emperor and a Six of Pentacles. Well, there's a sense that feminine's trying to balance something out. They're really trying to stand in some kind of leadership role here, maybe be a leader in their own life and balance something out in a way that's fair. They might be hoping to receive something that's fair, this being a feminine energy that we're reading for. They may be looking to an Emperor to help create some sense of fairness. but with the Strength in the reverse, crossed by this healing card, it feels a little bit like this has become tiring. The work that is required to bring this about is somehow tiring. Clarify the Star Spirit. We have a Ten of Pentacles and Justice. Wow. Well, these are big energies here. So it looks like, you know, this healing may have something to do with the truth about an inheritance. Now, this could be a complicated situation. Inheritances inevitably can be complicated. This doesn't have to be a financial inheritance. It could be property. It could be, you know, health. There is a sense that part of this justice is having the right to heal. Okay, having access to a recovery period with the Strength in the reverse. There's, you know, the justice comes out when something needs to be made fair. So the implication here is that something was not fair and something needs to be made fair. And so depending on what that injustice was, that could be part of this Strength in reverse. This has already gotten infinitely more interesting just with those cards that came out. All right, Nine of Cups in the upright, the Sun, optimism. Again, the concept of recovery here, peace and harmony. This is what our feminine is trying to cultivate. We've got a Nine of Cups, the Sun, and the Four of Swords here. This is all about finding some kind of pleasure, contentment in a recovery period. Okay, having the opportunity to cultivate some peace. Okay, feeling like, you know, now that things have been made right through this justice and this balancing out of the scales, now, you know, there's somebody's maybe earned the right to this recovery period. This is simply a way that the universe wants to balance the scales out, you know, somehow recognizing how draining maybe something's been here. King of Pentacles in the reverse. We've got a Three of Swords and the Moon. All right. I'm getting that this King of Pentacles in feminine's energy is somebody who is going through a major, major heartbreak, and it's hidden. It's in the hidden space, so feminine's not totally aware of this, but as well, neither is the masculine. The masculine's not quite processing this. It's suppressed in the unconscious. Something like this with these cards. I wonder who this King of Pentacles is. Maybe we'll get some more info. The Devil can be a Capricorn, so that's a pentacle. Sun is Leo. Lovers is Gemini. Cups are typically water signs. Wands, fire signs. So the only other, that's air. Strength is Leo. Yeah, the Devil's the only other earth sign energy that I'm seeing out here, but we may get some others here to come out. Now, with the Ace of Cups, we have a Seven of Swords and Temperance. Well. Temperance is also about harmony. It's about peace. It's about healing. There was a love offer. Something untoward happened, like some kind of cheating. Maybe something was stolen. Maybe this could have to do with an inheritance. This could have to do with a relationship. And now this angel's here, and it's almost like maybe divine, this is an aspect of divine feminine who is now left to deal with the aftermath of whatever was lost here, whatever was taken. Yeah, that Seven of Swords relates to whatever this justice is, whatever this Six of Pentacles is about, this need to balance something out, to make something right, to make something fair. There was something unfair, and it looks like it had to do with love, as much as it maybe had to do with some type of a Ten of Pentacles. You know, pentacles and water are desirable energies. Water's very nurturing and healing. Earth is very, resource rich. And so it's not surprising that we're seeing these energies like this. This could somehow relate to a King of Pentacles. Maybe the King of Pentacles is heartbroken and confused because of the same situation that's going on here. What's this Ten of Wands in the reverse? It's difficulty laying down a burden. Now we have a Six of Wands and death. Well, it looks like somebody's going to be victorious here. It looks like somebody's victorious, and that brings an ending. But why would that explain? How does that clarify this? It almost seems like this kind of helps us understand why the Strength is in the reverse. It also relates to maybe this environment, this Devil energy in the environment. It's making it quite difficult for our feminine to lay down a burden. Somebody else is claiming victory maybe, and this may be leading to an ending, maybe for feminine here. It could also help to bring about a transformation for feminine. So we'll have to see what this is about. Not sure. Something like this is a pretty tough situation. It looks like, the Justice card is about right and wrong, and there's a sense of like divine intervention or intercession, if that's the word. There's some sense that that sword is pointing up toward the heavens, and so there's a sense that the divine is going to balance this out no matter what the humans are going to do. Okay, sometimes the humans don't align with the divine plan, and then when that happens, a divine feminine sometimes has to move on and find a more suitable environment. And I keep coming back to that theme because I see this Lovers in reverse. There's a choice and there's a relationship that's not coming together. And this could be maybe with a King of Pentacles in the reverse. It could have to do with this environment. It could have to do with, this stealing, okay, taking something that's not rightfully theirs or something like that, okay. Not sure. We're going to see. So now we see here that the divine feminine is seeing themselves as a Knight of Swords in the reverse, having a hard time getting a message across, having a hard time making contact, speaking up, almost defending themselves even in a way. This could be a feminine who's somewhat isolated in a community somehow. We have an Ace of Wands and a Two of Pentacles. I think feminine may be considering options here, considering balancing out this knowing that there's a sense of isolation, that having a hard time getting the message across, having trouble maybe finding allies who are willing to stand up and fight for justice, trying to balance that with this strong desire for a new start, a new creative start, a new passionate start, something like that. Feminine is juggling these two things right now. What's the devil in the environment? Spirit. Who is the devil here? Strength in the reverse again. Yeah, this is definitely what's affecting divine feminine. There is a devil energy. There's some dark, toxic underbelly of, I'm not sure what that is, but it sure looks to be there, you know. Yeah, it's competition. We've got a 5 of Swords here. It's somebody's put people into competition. It's confusing, it's chaotic, right? There's adversity. There's a sense of, you know, on the one hand you have competition, and on the other hand you have cooperation. This is way too far on the side of competition, way too far away from cooperation. This divine feminine can't function in an environment where there isn't cooperation. They're not getting the cooperation they need here to turn that around, to get the support they need. They're not garnering the support they need in this environment. So we've got the Sun in the reverse. This is optimism tempered with a little pessimism, tempered with a little realism. Maybe it's winter. The sun's not quite as bright. I don't know. Let's see here. We have a 3 of Pentacles in the upright and a 5 of Wands in the reverse. Again, this is competition. Okay, now this is exactly what I was just saying. The 3 of Pentacles, this is cooperation and partnership. The 5 of Wands in the reverse, well, 5 of Wands is about competition. And the Sun in the reverse, we can't have full happiness when we have a 5 of Wands in the reverse competing with the building of a partnership. Not enough cooperation. This kind of sounds like politics in the United States right now. If you know, you know. I think everybody knows. Total dysfunction. Total dysfunction. You know, back in the day, people used to actually walk across, you know, go across the aisle and shake hands with the opposition and negotiate to get things done for the people. Imagine that. Now we're just in a full-blown, all-out, no holds barred competition. I'm not even going to say what just came to mind. Okay, we've got a Knight of Swords in the upright now. So that's that same card. This is related to the 4 of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, it's like feminine isn't even sure if they can trust. And here we have the 6 of Swords. Yeah, feminine's not even sure. Now here they are in the upright. They're actually getting their message out. But is it going to be received? Who knows? That person who is being given an opportunity to accept something is in the reverse. They were apathetic to start with. Maybe they're reconsidering. But it's like, I think feminine is very strongly considering moving out of these choppy waters, trying to find a way to get to someplace more calm, peaceful, someplace more suitable. Because there's an inheritance here. Tell us about the Lovers in the reverse, Spirit. What's this all about? Now we have a Page of Swords, Child, and a Page of Wands. An air sign and a fire sign. Pages. These are children. These could be children in a relationship. These could be the children, love children, the love child of some lovers. I don't know. I mean, this is, I'm just going to say it, messy. This is messy. You know, pages are very young. They're students. They don't know much about the world they're learning. They're learning from like books and theoretical stuff, but they haven't even gone out and started testing their theories. It's like very inexperienced. You know, these pages would be well suited to go out into the world and learn. But I think maybe part of the burden for this feminine is these children. You know, there may be a sense of wanting to be responsible. This could be a sense of family here, having real love for family, wanting to heal something here, wanting everybody to be happy and get along. There could be this partnership, though, that's been somehow broken apart, damaged in some way by this Seven of Wands, sneaking, cheating, lying, stealing. We have a King of Pentacles who's in the reverse and heartbroken and not seeing clearly. We've got the Devil out in the environment making a mess, okay? Taking the strength away from feminine and bringing tons of people in to make more mess. Sorry if this is sounding a little harsh, but this is just the energy that I'm seeing here. Please don't, I hope that you will not take offense to this message. I'm just reading the energy here. We've got Hanged Man on the reverse, on the bottom of the deck. That came out pretty clearly. I mean, the energy doesn't lie. Here we have a Queen of Swords. This is me speaking. No, Queen of Swords. This is this is somebody who is being assertive, holding up the sword, you know, saying, let's do the right thing here if we can, because something's really stuck with that Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Nobody's going where they need to go here. This is a state of suspension. Wheel's not turning for anybody, and that is never a good thing. That's stagnating water. And there we have it again, a Five of Wands. Not a competition. So where will this feminine go? Will feminine be able to work it out here? I don't know. I just don't know. Time will tell if time will turn, if the, you know, if things will get moving again. I want to ask Spirit, what can we know for the Divine Feminine Collective? What can feminine do right now? What attitude to cultivate to help getting this moving again, to get the wheel to turn, to get things going back in the right direction? Balance things out. Balance out the competition with the cooperation. What would be helpful here? Happiness. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. Focus on what makes you happy. Focus on what makes you happy. That's a good one. That is something we can each control to a great extent through mindset, through careful choices, healthy boundaries, right? We've got freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. Okay, freedom. This is about freedom to choose, freedom to move, freedom to take risks, freedom to speak, freedom to stand in your truth, and adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. That's a good mindset one. So this is a feminine who feels maybe like they want to run away from this problem to fix it. And the suggestion here is that if you really are that stuck, perhaps shifting the mindset and looking at this as an opportunity to learn might be a good way to cope with this challenge. Okay? All right, collective, that's what I'm seeing here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye for now.